Hey guys, long time no see. I want to officially welcome you to this new series I'm starting called Into My 20's, My Early Adulthood Journey Unfiltered. They say your 20's are a crazy time, and it's meant to be, obviously. You're learning adulthood for yourself, figuring things out for the first time by yourself, for yourself, and with yourself. So, because of that, I decided to turn my journey of things that I will be experiencing in my 20's into a little series for you guys. So, without further ado, welcome to episode 1. For this episode, we're going to be taking a trip to the past. And in this trip, we're going to talk about my experience in being homeless for a little minute. Of not fully homeless, but it's just a testimony of how God has kept me, and before I actually had a place to call home. So here we are in August of 2023. So here I am, a little over a year ago, and I am not in my own place. I'm actually living with a friend. And as you guys see me get ready in the morning and see these old clips of my morning routine and whatnot, I do want to get into the details of that journey before I actually got the place that I have now, my own apartment. Let me start off by saying it was definitely a journey, and it tested my faith and my patience and my willingness to trust the Lord. Right now, where I am in that journey is just the beginning. I had just landed a couple of days ago. I was staying with a friend at the time who I had met on Facebook Marketplace because I was looking for a roommate, and that didn't exactly work out the way that I planned, but it definitely worked out in such a way where I guess you could say God planned it all this time to where it allowed for me to have someone to stay with in the event that I had nowhere to stay. Now, disclaimer, I could have gone back home. However, I was determined to make things work as well because I truly did believe that this is where God called me to be. And in fact, it is, because he kept showing me time and time again, even when I thought like, okay, maybe I should just give up. I should just go back home. I should probably just, call it a misstep or whatever the case may be. And he was like, no, I made a way for you. And boom, like every time I thought I was going to go back home, he showed up. So this was definitely, like I said, a test of patience. But getting back into the details, was coming back to finish actually my first semester at ASU. However, due to some mishaps in my financial aid and all those different things, which I ended up finding out much later that was the cause. At first, I didn't really know what was going on. They just didn't have a spot for me on campus. And I honestly was banking on having an on-campus spot because I did last semester. But again, there were other factors that played into me not having one this semester. So I found myself having to look for a place off campus last minute, which did not work in my favor in the way that I had wanted it to. And luckily, because I had met the person that I met, who was also looking to get out of her living situation, once I landed back in Arizona, I ended up staying with her for a couple of days. And I only could stay with her for a certain amount of time. And thank God for the other friend that I had in this moment who also, saw my situation and saw my need. And she offered to help. And this is where I am now, in her studio apartment, on a sleeping bag on the floor. And honestly, I was so grateful for her hospitality and her willingness to let me in, knowing that she only had a limited amount of space and a limited amount of resources. But she honestly looked out for me. And so at that point in time, I definitely was so grateful, and I still am grateful for that. And so as you guys see me getting ready in the morning, like I said, this is just me getting ready for the day, as we both had classes. She had already left, and I decided, you know what? I should record this because I'm going to look back on this and see that, God has really showed up and showed out for me. And not only that, but this is, again, a testimony for me to share with others and things of that sort. And I was still trying to do, my content creating and sharing and things of that sort. So as you saw in the morning, I just would like to spend time with God and his word and reading and prayer. And then I would get up and start getting ready for the day. And like I said, I did have classes. We both were going to classes, school at this time. So we were just making it work. And honestly, I would also make sure to contribute. So in any way that I could, because I wasn't necessarily helping with the rent. She let me stay with her rent free, but also with that mindset, of course, me looking for my own place and getting things together. And so I also would try to definitely contribute in any other way that I could, making sure I kept the place clean. And also for right here, as you can see, like I'm making breakfast, not just for me, but for her. And sometimes I would go and get a little groceries with my money as well, just to make sure, everything's together and that we had enough. So anyway, here you can see me tasting the banana pancakes I made, which came out amazing. And that's something that she wanted to try that I really like. So there's my plate of food. And I made banana pancakes and I put some away for her and ate some before going to class. I also want to add that during this time of, going to school and things of that sort, I was also making sure that I was applying for jobs and looking for a place and just trusting God that he would provide. And so here you'll see a tour of one of the places that I toured that same month. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but does it not look a little familiar? I'll wait. I'll let y'all look at it just a little bit just to see what I'm talking about. I'll give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, yes, if you got it, you got it. This is exactly the same place. This is actually the model, but of the place that I am at now, the apartment that I'm at now. This is the model that I had toured a year ago, a year prior. And I didn't even realize it until much later because I knew it looked familiar. And when I came back the second time in me having the place, I actually didn't tour. I just saw the online and I looked online and then, I came in like last minute. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, so this is crazy when I look back and saw that I had toured like a year ago and it happens to be the same exact place that I'm in today. But that was just one of the many signs that God used to show me that my steps are in fact ordered and I'm where I'm supposed to be. And that things take time, But before I got this place anyway, I was in another place, which was more like a dorm setup. And I am showing you guys honestly right now what it looked like in the moving out process, because that's why everything's all over the place. And I didn't really get a good full view of the bathroom and everything, but for those of you that knew what it was like, it wasn't the best situation, but it was just for the moment. And then here I am with the video of when I moved into the place I'm at now, which if you're interested in seeing more and haven't already, you can check that out on my mini life update vlog video. And I can definitely have a sit down video talking a little bit more about the journey in and of itself. All the little details that I didn't add in this video if you guys are interested in hearing more. But all in all, I hope that this was encouraging and a blessing to someone, because that's what my life is about and that's what this series is going to be about, sharing the ups and downs of my 20s and of my life and just allowing you guys to be able to see God through my life and the different things that I experience, and just knowing that you're not alone and that anything that you're going through, life happens in seasons. And just as this season for me, being unsure about my living situation has passed, so will every other season in your life that you may be going through that's not as fortunate as you would expect it to be. But just know that God is with you, and stay tuned for sure for some more. And again, I hope you guys found this encouraging. Thank you guys for watching. See you later.